The award for Best Multiplayer brings people together in fun and interesting ways. My honorable mentions include Nintendo Switch Sports. Once again, as I've mentioned in past videos for this series, Nintendo Switch Sports' big new feature is the online play for the classic Wii Sports formula. Some of my friends and I have had a very good time playing this in lobbies together, particularly soccer for its team-based nature. However, even against random people, there is still fun to be had with some of the more frantic sports. Some badminton rallies, for example, can go on for a very, very long time, and I really started to get into it. More single-player focused sports like bowling and the newly added golf take a slightly different approach to the online multiplayer by having a survival bracket. Whoever has the lowest score after a set amount of the game gets eliminated and everyone else continues on, until only one person has the top score at the end. I feel like this is a mixed bag of an approach, as on the one hand, if you're doing badly in a game, you won't have to do badly in it for very long before finding a new chance to redeem yourself in another lobby. But on the other hand, if you just want to play a full round of bowling and don't care about your score, but you want to do so with people online, then you're kind of out of luck, unless you're going to be the top player in the game. So I do wish there were a few more options to customize that multiplayer experience, and I also wish that the allowances for what you could do in a friends lobby were a bit more lenient. For example, as soon as you get 4 people in a friends lobby, there are certain options that are just locked out to you, even though they could totally work if you were playing with randoms. Between the lack of features and, again, the general lack of sports, as there are only 7 at the time of recording this, it gets a bit repetitive and a bit of a nuisance. But, like I said, I did have plenty of fun experiences playing the multiplayer, so I did think it deserved an honorable mention. My other honorable mention goes to Kirby's Dream Buffet. This little eShop title shadow dropped over the course of the summer, and many people have compared it to Fall Guys because there is some amount of platforming and it's a battle royale game, but the comparisons stop there. For one, you're not playing in a giant mob of people like you are with Fall Guys. There's no survival elimination element. You are just a group of 4 people, whether local or online, that are all racing down a track. As Ball Kirby, wearing whatever sort of cosmetics that you've unlocked at the time, you'll roll down a track made entirely of delicious food. Some sweet, some more savory. There's a bit of variety in there, with the goal of collecting strawberries. So while finishing first in the race is not necessarily the key to winning, it does help a lot, because if you arrive at the end of the track first, you get a very large sum of strawberries to add to your total. But if you're not collecting a lot of strawberries on the way to your destination, then you could be shooting yourself in the foot. Maybe you won't have enough after later rounds. The games are structured as thus: the first race, a mini game, a second race, and one final battle round. After these 4 rounds, your total strawberries are added, along with some bonus star style things. I think Mario Party bonus stars. Everyone gets a few extra strawberries depending on random conditions. With all that factored in, whoever collects the most at the end wins. It creates a lot of chaotic fun as you're trying to navigate the course, but you're this ball, and so you succumb to spherical physics, as one would expect. So it's not always easy to get things going the way you want. Then there's the random nature of the minigames. You might be collecting falling strawberries, you might be trying to steal them from other players, you might have to break boxes. But really, it's in the final battle round where everything is decided. You're collecting copy abilities that have been specially designed for this game. and you're using them to fight other players and, again, take their strawberries to add to your total. All while cascading strawberries fill the arena, and you aim to collect as many of these morsels as you can. There will be times where you play the game and you just get unlucky and it causes you to miss out on a win. It is very, very frantic, but in the same way that Mario Party can be fun, so can Kirby's Dream Buffet. But the winner for my favorite multiplayer experience is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. TMNT Shredder's Revenge offers up to 6-player co-op for an arcade-style beat-em-up. This is a genre that I had practically never touched prior to TMNT's debut on Game Pass. However, with it coming to Game Pass, and all the praise that I had heard about the past TMNT games, I decided to give it a shot. And sure enough, it felt pretty darn fun. You can get online with random people to fill a lobby, or you can connect with friends. Everyone claims one of the many available characters and lays waste to foot soldiers to the best of their ability. It brings back classic arcade-style fun, which is weird for me to say because I am not someone who ever experienced that. But it was very interesting to experience it for the first time in a setting where I had a lot of modern polish. You can take a nice chill romp through this game with T-Lope's fantastic soundtrack. Go back to the best soundtrack video to hear a bit more about it. And you can just keep piling up enemy kills. Work together, split the load of how many soldiers you need to take on. Figure out the right time to use your specials. Help each other get up with revives. Figure out who's going to eat that pizza and recover some health. See if you can get through it all with a limited number of lives. Or don't. It's a modern game. You have options to think about. On some of the harder difficulties, it can be especially nerve-wracking to see if you can get through the game with a nice group of friends. And while I never really upped the challenge myself, I do know a few friends who have done such a thing and have come out with an even stronger bond of friendship as a result. If Mario Party and Kirby's Dream Buffet are the games that break friendships, then TMNT Shredder's Revenge is the one that, ironically, does not rip them to pieces. For those reasons, as well as a nice slew of online options, the award for Best Multiplayer goes to TMNT Shredder's Revenge.